Okay, I'm going to do this one long division wise. So x plus 3. X cubed gives me x to the 4th plus 3x cubed. Subtract gives me 0. X squared minus x plus 6. So minus x gives me x squared. 3x, subtract it, gives you 2x plus 6 plus 2 is 2x plus 6. Subtract is 0. X cubed minus x plus 2. Questions? Okay. And then number 2. Calculator method better. 3x minus 2. Okay, so 27x cubed. What times 3x gives me 27x cubed? 9x squared. That's negative 18x squared. What do I add to negative 18x squared to get 9x squared? 27x squared. And then again, that's 9x. So that will give me negative 18x. Wow. What do I add to negative 18x to get negative 3x? 15x. So that would be 5, right? And 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. What do I add to negative 10 to get negative 9? 1. So my answer should be 9x squared plus 9x plus 5 plus 1 over 3x minus 2.
Wait, can you say those numbers one more time, please?
Could you scroll up? It's a little...
Oh, I'm so sorry. 9x squared plus 9x plus 5 plus 1 over 3x minus 2. Okay. Everyone okay? Not too bad? Right. Great. Awesome. So you guys know how to do division the 2 different ways. You can do long division for any problem. Now we're going to learn a small shortcut sometimes if you remember how to do it right. Okay, it's called synthetic division. It is a lot faster in certain situations. Okay, so we're going to talk about synthetic division. Synthetic division can be used when the divisor is in the form of x minus k. Notice there's nothing with the x. It's got to be an x by itself, x minus k. Everyone okay with that? It could be x plus k, it doesn't matter, okay? X minus k. We use synthetic division for the following. 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 8 plus 16 is divided by x minus 4. First, write down the coefficients in descending order and the k of the divisor in the form of x minus k. So my coefficients here, 2, right, negative 7, negative 8, and 16 in order, okay? If there's a missing term, so like say there was no x squared term there, I would have to make sure I have, and we'll talk about that on the next example, okay? Okay, and then x minus 4 here, what I'm actually dividing by is I'm going to set that x minus 4 equal to 0. I want to find out what x equals, so x equals 4. I'm going to divide by the 4, not the negative 4, okay? So I'm dividing by 4. And this is how it works. Super easy. Drop the 2 down, the first one down. Then I multiply 4 times 2 and get 8. Then you subtract, and you do it all over again, right? So 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Subtract 0. And then these are the coefficients of my answer. So if this is x squared, my answer is going to start with 1 down, which would be x. Sorry, this is x cubed. It's going to start with 1 down, which would be x squared. So 2x squared plus x minus 4 is my answer. Done. Quick and easy. Okay? Trick is, most people forget to change the sign here. Okay? So it's positive 4. If it's subtract 4, it'll be positive 4. If it's add 4, it would be, I'd be multiplying by negative 4. Okay? So I'm always solving for x when I'm finding out what I'm putting in my little box here for synthetic division. The next little trick is, notice I have x cubed, x squared, no x, and then 7. I have to have a placeholder if there's not a x term. So I have to have a placeholder. Even if there's no constant, I have to have a placeholder. I'd put a 0 there. Okay, so I have to have placeholders. So there's 1 from all the way down. So we're going to do it. We're just going to start it. Oh, I guess we're going to talk about the remainder theorem first. Then there's what's called the remainder theorem. When we divide a polynomial f of x by x minus c, the remainder is f of c. So what it says is if I find out what this is, let's go up to this example. So what it's saying is if I take 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 8x plus 16, and I find out what f of 4 was, here's my x minus c, right? And I put c in there, I find out what f of 4 is, I put that in there, that should give me what my remainder was. It'll just tell me what the remainder is. And sometimes they just want to know what the remainder is. Because if my remainder is 0, it's a factor of that polynomial. If my remainder is not 0, it's not a factor. So when we're going to graph, we need to know if it's a factor or not. And the easiest way to do that is to find out what the remainder is. Okay? So the example we have here is 5x squared plus x squared minus 7 divided by x plus 1. So I'm going to find f of negative 1, right? Solve for x. So x is negative 1. I plug it in. My remainder is negative 11. Not a factor. So x plus 1 is not a factor of that polynomial. It's only a factor if it's 0, which leads, by the way, combining. Sorry. Let me go back up here. So negative 7 plus 8 is 1. I'm just combining them together. You're just combining them. Well, I'm not subtracting, I'm combining.
You know what's weird, Ms. Campbell?
Okay.
Our blood is not recycled.
To the next theorem, which is the factor theorem, which says exactly that. When f of c equals 0, then x minus c is a factor of f of x. Okay? And the other way around too. When x minus c is a factor of f of x, then f of c is 0. Okay? And the example. Is there any questions on those two things?
Do we have to use this?
Yeah, it's going to be on your checkpoint.
Great.
Awesome.
When's our next checkpoint, and is it a Canvas checkpoint?
Yes and yes. Oh, yes, it is. And probably after this class, Monday. Is that right? That's our next class period. Yeah, okay. So going from last year when I saw you guys every day to this year is really messing with my mind. Okay, so we're going to use synthetic division. And I can use synthetic division because this says a minus 2. If this a was not by itself, I would have to use long division or the box method. You guys can do. Once we do synthetic division, I don't care how you solve it. You can solve it any way. Do I know how you solve it on your checkpoint? No. If you don't like synthetic division, fine, don't use it. If you like long division, fine, use that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
However you could get the answer, awesome. Yeah? Okay. So write the coefficients down. 1, negative 8, negative 26. Draw my little box. And I'm dividing by, well, I'm in synthetic division, I'm going to use not 2, I'm going to use negative 2. Awesome.
Why negative 2?
Because remember, I'm going to solve a plus 2 equals 0, subtract 2, so a equals negative 2. I want to solve for what a equals, not what a plus 2. I want to solve for a.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of like the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
Okay. So I drop the 1 down. And then I multiply. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Then you add them together. It's not subtract, it's add. So negative 8 times plus negative 2 is negative 10. Multiply them together is 20. Combine them together, negative 6. So I started with an a squared, so this is going to be a minus 10 minus 6 all over a plus 2. Done. So think about when we did long division. If I have an x cubed, right?
Yeah.
My first term is going to be x squared, right?
Yeah.
Right? So on synthetic division, this is x squared, right?
Yep.
So my first term is going to be
X.
a, right? So my coefficient's 1, so 1a
Yep.
minus 10,
Yep.
my remainder. Done.
Okay. Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I'm using long division.
That's okay. You're using long division.
Wait, Mr. Campbell,
Yeah.
what do you do when you get a 0 again?
Then there's just no, then this is just gone. There's no
I'm saying,
remainder.
like when you get a 0 on the, not on the last one, like one in the middle.
Then what's 0 times x?
Okay.
Just 0, right?
So then then you just, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you adding
It's just.
Adrian, how do you know that?
Like,
I have been told. Okay?
thanks for that information, Adrian. That's great.
For some reason, we cannot recycle our blood, even though there's metal in it.
Awesome. That's okay.
Really creepy that you know that.
Okay. We're gonna do the next one now. I'm just gonna move on from that comment. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, let's move on.
So I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna make sure that they're all in order. So I have 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So I'm good. So I'm just gonna write down my coefficients. 1, -3, 2, -4, and 4. And then I'm going to use what number? Z minus 1 equals 0, so Z is going to equal 1. Okay, nice. So I drop my 1, and 1 times 1 is, whew,
1. I
no,
almost said 2.
I know. -3 plus 1, -2. 1 times -2, -2. 2 minus 2, 0. 1 times 0, -4 plus 0 is -4. And 1 times -4,
Minus 4, -4.
and that's 0, right? So this was a good question because this is where you asked, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to write, I'm going to start with, it was x to the 4th, so my first term is going to be x cubed. So I have 1x cubed minus 2x squared. I can put plus 0x, right? Okay, minus 4. And then my real answer would be what? X cubed minus 2x squared minus 4. Okay?
All right, what do you do when on number 3? So it's skipping.
Is there a number 3?
Exponents.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. Thank you. Yeah.
So how do you get the x cubed?
So remember when we do long division, what do I multiply z by to get z to the 4th? Z cubed. It's always 1 less. Okay? I don't know why that's the hardest thing. That's the other hard thing for people to remember. It's always 1 less than whatever this is. So if that's z to the 4th, it's going to be z cubed. If it's z squared, it'll just be z. Okay? All right. So let's go to the next one. Is everyone ready to go to the next one? Okay. All right. So now I have a missing term, right? So I have 4, 3, oh, no x. So what do? I have to use a placeholder. And that placeholder is going to be what? 0. So my coefficients this time will be 1, -3, 0, -18.
Would it be 1, 0, -3, 0? Because it's a.
Oh, there's no cube. Thank you. Forgot the cube. Let me just move. Oh. Let's just move this one over. 0, 1. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no cube. I should have marked it both places. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. And then I'm multiplying by 2 on this one. So drop the 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 0, 2. 2 times 2, 4 minus 3, 1. 2, thanks. And then 2 again, and 2 times 2, 4, and -14? Sure, -14. X cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 2 minus 14 all over g minus 2. Did I write my g right, Davis?
Yeah.
Okay,
Still doesn't make sense to me.
which part?
That method.
Okay, then don't use this method.
Good.
I'm not forcing
You just said it's, you have to use it on the checkpoint.
No, I did not say you have to use it on that. I said remainder theorem you will.
And what do we do?
I'm going to go over remainder theorem in a
I
minute.
still don't get how you know where to put the zeros.
Okay, so I have to have a space. I have to, oh, let me move this down, sorry. It looks different on the iPad than it does up here. I have to have a number for every variable from the first one to the end in order. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so I have a 4. I have a coefficient for 4. Do I have one for 3? That's a 0. I have one for 2. Do I have one for 1? Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have one for 1, and I have one for 0. Okay? Any other questions? We good? Awesome. Okay. So, division, Adrian, will be on the checkpoint. Do I care how you do the division? Am I going to collect your work? No, I'm not going to collect your work. So how you do the division is up to you.
Okay.
You have 3 different methods to do it now. You choose which one you want to do it. I don't care. As long as you get the right answer, I don't care how you get it. Except cheating on somebody else. Right? No one else can do your work for you. Okay? Does that make sense, you guys? Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Who said dang it over here? I heard it.
What's the biggest achievement?
Okay. So you've got A, B, and C, and then you guys will help me with the math part, right? Since I'm not good at multiplying in my head. Is it on the screen? Okay. So 3.
So yours?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wrote out this one.
Here's what position
Why are you saying
Right so far, right? Negative 108.
Yeah.
And then negative 105. 300 and, thank you. So 309. Okay. So here we go. So those are the numbers you should have gotten, right? So here we go. If I start with z to the 4th, if that's what my answer portion is, or what I'm dividing into is z to the 4th, my answer has to be 1 less than that. These are the coefficients. I spelled it wrong. Of my answer. Okay? So those are coefficients of my answers. Okay? So I'm going to start, just need to know what z I'm going to start with. So if this is z to the 4th, I'm starting with 1 less, which would be z cubed. Everyone okay with that? Does that make sense? So I'm just going to use these as my coefficients. So that means I'm going to start with 3z cubed. Okay? My next coefficient is what? Negative 15. And then I go down one more. Z to the 2nd power. Yep, exactly. And then my next coefficient is 36. X. Yep. Z. Yeah. And then my next coefficient is 105. And there's no z, right? Because I've already got down to none, my 0th term. And then I have this remainder left. I still have a term left, so that's my remainder. So I have plus 309 all over z plus 3. Did that help?
Congratulations.
Figure out how to do the answer now? So I start 1 less than what this number is. And then those are my coefficients. Everyone better? Over here, everyone okay?
Yeah.
You guys in the back okay? Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm breathing oxygen.
Who wants to do number B?
You know what? Let's have her do it.
Huh? Sasha does? Are you volunteering, Sasha, or Sasha volunteering?
No, I'm not.
So that means you're volunteering yourself.
No.
If you volunteered, Sasha, you get to volunteer yourself.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yes.
You can use the iPad, dude.
Just copy. Okay.
Yeah. And it is recording, so whatever you say, it's recording.
Okay.
Hey, what up?
What's good? It's your boy, Young
It's
Mention.
hard to do it on.
You can touch the iPad with your
Oh.
hand.
Joey, your handwriting's not as good as Miss Campbell's, bro. Come on, man.
Doesn't
No,
work.
with the iPad, you can rest your hand on the iPad.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't. It only picks up the pen. You guys will be really good at writing that by the end of the year. It took me a while to get used to it.
Okay, Joey.
Joey.
Look how bad this is. Wait, what was it? Any connections yesterday? The person I was sitting next to was like, I think this is getting recorded.
Did you give him the smallest pen on the world?
Wait,
Um,
you put.
Should I get the remainder
Oh,
on?
Joey.
everything but the,
Over
the
wide.
bottom part of the remainder.
Oh.
To the bottom
Oh,
of the
why?
remainder.
Why did I put? How do I erase?
You pick the eraser
Okay.
Nice job,
on
Joey.
the side. Yeah.
Try your best.
And then it's.
Yep.
Okay, right. Oh, yeah, I did write it wrong. Y plus 1.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay,
Nice job.
thank you.
What a guy.
Okay, who's gonna do C? Don't make me pick you, because I will. Adrian's hyperventilating over here. I'm gonna pick Sarah Fetzer because I can pick on her. I can make her do stuff.
I did it the other way though. That way.
Can you not do the long division one? I mean the
No, I
synthetic
did,
division?
it's just that's fast.
Okay. But I can do it. Try synthetic division.
You get the same.
You get the same answer, yeah. You just have to have zeros in here. Zero.
Oh my gosh, making
4, 3, 2, 1. And none. You have to have one more zero. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Nice. Nice recovery.
That almost wasn't good though.
52 times 4. 208.
Yep.
And then 208. And then again, 4 times 208.
Oh my gosh.
32. Yeah, 832. Beautiful.
You want me to write it
Yes,
down?
please write the answer.
Wait, Miss Campbell,
Yes.
how is it 52 if you're subtracting?
How are you subtracting? 4 plus 48. We're adding. We're combining terms.
Oh, I thought it was always subtracting.
No, we subtract. Sorry, that was my fault at the beginning, but then I corrected myself.
Oh, well,
I said it one time. And you guys latch on to that.
I know.
It's just combining terms. It's because I looked at the 8 and the -7 and it was subtract, but it's just combining. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was like division where you subtract everything.
No. You're just combining.
Okay.
Okay? Questions on that? So I do want to say on this one, there is no ones term, so I have to have a 0 on that one also. Okay, so I can get my remainder. So there's 3 zeros in there. Nice job. You got the same answer, right? Yes. It's right here. 1. And then x to the 4th, and x to the 3rd, x to the squared, x, and the 0th term.
Why is that called x squared?
Because it's x to the 4th, and x to the 3rd, x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x squared, x, no x. My coefficients. That you can put the 1 there, it doesn't matter. Did you not get x 12 there? Here, 16 minus 4 is 12, right?
No, I didn't. I got it.
Okay. Any other questions? Fisher, are you sure? Positive. Okay. The one thing I don't like about synthetic division is most people, I'm going to tell you where the mistakes are, they forget to put the zeros in. Right? Because you're like, oh, let me just put the coefficients in without the zeros. And then you don't get the right answer. And the other thing is they forget to change this.
Why did you put a 1x4?
Because you can I put a 1 in front of the x to the 4th?
No.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yeah.
It does that.
Not very many people, but it's still legal. Yes, legal.
I will change math law.
It is still legal to put a 1 in front of your x squared. Okay, next thing. Determine whether x minus 2 is a factor of the given function. If not, state the remainder. So I don't want to know what the whole answer is. I just want to know if it's a factor or not. That's the only thing I want to know. Is it a factor? Yes or no? Okay? So how do I find that out? Well, I find out what x is. What is x equals 2, right? Right here. And solve for x. And then I'm going to substitute 2 in wherever there's an x. I'm going to find f of 2. So I've got 2 cubed plus 2 times 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 1. And solve. 8 plus 8 minus 6 plus 1. I think that's right. 11. 16 minus 6 plus 1. Yeah, 11. Not a factor.
Okay. If it was a factor, it would equal 0?
Correct.
Okay. So
What was your question? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, Adrian, and then over here.
What you did was you basically put 2
Correct.
and all of those x's.
Correct.
Okay. How come it's not next? Oh, it's because it's plus 2.
Correct.
Okay, so it's the okay.
Yeah, you do the opposite. Okay, question over here. Who was it that asked the question? Or did we already answer it? We're okay? So I put the opposite in, right? And I solve. If I get 0, it's a factor. If I don't get 0, that's my remainder. My remainder is 11. Okay? Remainder right there. Questions on that? Not too bad? Remainder theorem's really easy. Okay? So again, on this one, f of 2 gives me 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 6. 4 minus 16 plus 6. Negative 6 this time. Not a factor. There's my remainder. Okay, you guys do A and B. Go.
Got it. You want to do these now?
Yeah. You want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have to show my work?
Yes, of course. They're notes. Excuse me, sweetheart.
We're gonna see if my handwriting can be better than anyone else's.
All right.
Alright, we're just gonna.
Okay, down. Okay. Down a little bit. Down a little bit.
That's me going down.
Look, no.
Oh.
Gotta make sure it's weird on the iPad. Yeah, there you go. You think it's on the top of the iPad, but it's not at the top of it. There's a Delta Math app now?
No.
Oh, I was like, really? That's awesome. No. It would make life easier. But soon Delta Math will be gone anyway, so. As soon as we get the new program that's in Canvas, everything will be Canvas.
Is that gonna be next year?
No, it should be October-ish sometime, whenever they get us the program. So, you know, we had our little teacher days and they showed us this new program. I was like, yes! They're like, oh, you're not getting it till October.
I like that. No, I hate that.
You're like a bunch of different sites.
How nice is your new program?
Those look all.
Yeah. I love Canvas. So, once they get it in there, it's in Canvas, it'll be in there, I'll be like,
What are the creature comforts of this new program?
huh? It's very similar to, Delta Math and everything. Still showing you how to do all the problems and mess up. There's a lot more choices for us,
What?
for me as a teacher. than there are
Okay, I want you to take that back right now.
Which is nice.
I know you are.
How do you what? If my remainder is 0. Okay? None of them might be a factor. I don't remember. None of them might be a factor. So just so you guys know. Oh, nice. So is it a factor or not? Very nice handwriting, by the way, Adrian. No. Okay. Awesome. Failure. Okay. Who wants to go to the next one? Whose I can? Okay. Thanks, Zach.
Yep.
The last one, the factor.
Nice, fancy.
It's easier to write with the pen, just so you know.
Trying to get perfect. There we go.
I know.
All right. Wait, will it read my hand?
No, it's easier. Yeah, you can rest your hand on there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
2.
Dang, Zach, shaking.
I know. I don't know why I shake like that. Oh, that's a 2.
Mess up.
8.
Dun, 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 dun,
10.
Factor. Awesome. One of them's a factor. That worked out well. I must have planned it that way. It says yes.
It says yes.
Oh, no, not the yes.
Oh, it's a 2.
It's a 2. I actually did a 5 instead of a 2.
And instead of erasing, he just wrote over it. It's okay.
Yep.
Can everyone see it, or do I need to fix it? Super easy to fix. Okay, good. Not too bad. Remainder theorem. Awesome. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about is given a polynomial and one of its factors. So we already know it's a factor. It tells me it's a factor. So x plus 2 is a factor. Find the remaining factors of the polynomial. So we want to find all of the rest of the factors. Okay?
We're still doing remainder theorem?
Nope.
Back here.
Nope. Nope. Watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this something new?
It is. It's kind of new. It's just building on the old stuff.
What's it called?
Division.
All right.
And finding its factors. Okay, I have one of the factors. I'm going to divide. I can divide any way. I don't care how you divide. Pick one of the methods you like best. Synthetic, long division, the box division, I don't care. You guys choose. I'm going to do synthetic since we're in that section right now. Are you guys okay with that? So I'm going to do... Everyone but Adrian, okay with that? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go in here. So I've got 1, -1, -10, and -8.
Oh. Okay, never mind. We're good.
And I'm multiplying by -2, right? I already know it's a factor, so what should my remainder be? 0. So when I get over here, I should get a 0. So if I don't get it, I got it wrong. I did something wrong. Very good. So if I bring down my 1 times -2 is -2. So then I get -3, and that gives me 6. And that gives me -4, and that gives me 8. Oh my gosh, I got 0. Right? I know I did it right. So then this becomes, if I write it out, becomes x squared minus 6x minus, I don't know why I put 6. I'm like, where did the 6 come from? Thank you. Minus 3x minus 4. right? That's my new polynomial. I need to find the factors. So I can do the quadratic formula. Did you not hear me say eh? Or I can try and factor it. Can I factor a quadratic?
Yes.
Yeah. So what multiplies to be -4 and adds to be -3? Anybody? Can I factor this one?
Oh, that's
Yes, no. Yeah, you can.
Okay, what is it then?
that's -3 and 1.
Yeah.
-3 times.
-3 times 1 gives me -4.
No. It's, oh, never mind. You can't factor that one. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you can.
Uh,
Okay, wait. It has to.
What is
add
it,
up
honey?
to- It has to add up to.
it's 4 -1 or -4 1.
I almost heard you say it, so that's why I was -4 plus 1. Very good. So my factors of this are x minus 4, x plus 1, and x plus 2. If I multiply those together, I will get this answer right here. Okay?
How does this in factoring? That's the most annoying part for me.
What?
Figuring out what factors.
I just do this. What multiplies to -4 and adds to be -3? Well, -4 and 1.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen that little crossing?
No.
Just a little graphic organizer to help you think about it. Right? Makes sense, yeah? What multiplies to be this and adds to be that. Okay. Now, where are my zeros at? What does x equal? Come on, you guys should be able to get this from here. What does x equal?
4,
Yeah?
4 plus or minus 1 and 2. Are we going to do the plus and minus thing?
Okay. Let me ask you this. I have 3 things multiplied together that equal 0. What do one of those things have to be?
Oh,
0.
4 minus 1.
So either x minus 4 has to equal 0, or x plus 1 has to equal 0, or x plus 2 has to equal 0, correct?
Yeah.
So now can you tell me what x equals?
You just switch all the, what
So-
are they called?
Signs.
Signs.
So what is it?
So 4 minus 1 and then minus 2.
Right, there's my answers. So we're going to be doing stuff like this when we start graphing. You guys excited? When I said the G word? Graphing? I know, it's people's favorite thing to do next to fractions. Don't look at me that way. Graphing and fractions.
If the graphing is easy to do, I'm okay with it. If I have to do an entire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Notice I'm not saying anything. Okay, next one. Same thing, we're doing the same thing, right? I want to find the factors of this, and I know that x minus 1 is a factor, so I need to find the rest of them. So 2, 17, 23, wow, -42, and I'm multiplying by 1. So drop my 2, 2 is 19, that's 20, 40 minus 2 is 38. Did I do something wrong?
I got 15.
3, 2, 1. How'd you get?
Because -1 times 2 is 19.
It's not -1, it's positive 1.
Oh, never mind.
No, you just bring the 19 up, it's not 38.
Oh, it's 19. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not multiplying by 2. I'm multiplying by 1. 19. Whew. And that's 42 I'm betting. And then that's 42.
I kind of like this method now.
So we've got 2x squared plus 19x plus 42 equals 0. Woo, now we got to see if we can factor this. Yay. This one's going to be harder. This is going to be guess and check. I know this is going to be 2x and x. What multiplies to be 42?
6 and 7, that doesn't work. 21 and
Hold on. Yes, it does.
21 and 2.
6 and 7 does work.
No, 6,
Yes.
6 plus 7 is 13.
Yeah, but I'm multiplying by 2. What's 6 times 2?
12.
Plus 7.
Oh, I thought we had to do, I thought it was 21 and 2.
Yep, nope. Thank you for saying 6 and 7.
Of course.
Okay. Right? Because 2 times 6 is 12, plus 7 gives me 19. We have that 2 in there, that throws you off.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
throws
it
you
was
off.
21 and 2.
Yeah. So my factors would be 2x plus 7 times x plus 6 times x minus 1 equals 0. So what does x equal? Let's see if you guys can figure this one out.
Negative 2x minus 7 minus 6 plus 1.
It's not negative 7. It's negative 7 what?
Negative 7 to squared.
So I have 2x plus 7 equals 0.
Okay.
So I subtract 7. And I have 2x equals negative 7. What does x equal?
Negative 3.5.
Or negative 7 halves, right? Subtract 7, divide by 2. I have to get x by itself, right? And then what's the next one? Minus 6 and? Plus 1. Awesome. If there's a number in front of the x, I have to divide by that number, correct? Oh, yeah, honey. Sorry. Let me make it smaller. There we go. You got to tell me. My back's to it, so I can't see if you can't see it, so you got to tell me. Thanks.
Yeah, big D. Oh. Okay, I get it now.
Oh, getting the negative 7 halves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, where's? Okay. That's because of that 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because of the 2. So subtract 7, divide by 2.
Could we put the 6 next to the 2 instead of the 7?
No. You mean in the here? Put the
Yeah.
6 here?
Yeah.
So then I would have 2 times 7, which is 14 plus 6 would not give me 19.
Okay. So
I want to make 19.
Okay.
So 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 7 gives me,
19.
yeah.
Oh,
So it has to be in the right order, right?
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, your turn. There's 4 of them. I'll try and leave those 2 up there so you can see them. Well, I got to go smaller, I guess. Although you guys should have them on your paper.
It's glass.
Oops.
That pen will not right upside.
It won't right upside down, then why'd you buy it? No, it won't right upside down. Oh, okay. I don't know if I can right upside down.
I'm not feeling.
I can't believe you got a scan.
Ah.
I got it as a gift.
Wait, have you ever like rode it in the bathtub or something?
No, but I was mesmerized that it could ride underwater. So yeah, it rides underwater.
Questions on A?
It's a special.
What problem is that, eh?
Yeah, already done with it. I've been done with it. I've been waiting for people to be quiet.
Okay. I'm gonna go plug in. That's just one.
The x minus 3, by the way, comes from up here. That's a factor, so I have to write that in my equation.
Yep. Yeah.
That's where the third one comes from.
Just calm down.
Yes.
If they're different, do we have to put both of the numbers in? For the factors? X plus Y.
So I notice I only wrote one once. Sorry, negative 1 once. Right? There's 2 negative 1s. This is at negative 1, this is negative 1. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, there's two negative ones and you only wrote one negative.
Yeah, I don't have to write it twice.
Oh, okay. So.
It's redundant.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Once we start graphing, the two negative ones are important, and we'll talk about it then. But right now, we don't have to talk about it. We just know there's a 0 at -1. Okay? So 2. C. I don't know why I said 2.
That would be 3 as well.
Oh no. 60, is that right? 28. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Why was I all worried about that? Oh, this is an easy one to factor too. Has to multiply by 7 and 1. So, and then x minus 4. By the way, you guys, there's only one thing that multiplies to be 2, which is 2 and 1, and one thing that multiplies to be 7, which is 7 and 1. And I want it to add to be 15, so I have to do 2 times 7 is 14. Yeah, so think about this. So I'm going to just come over here. I'm going to rewrite this. So I have 2x plus 1, right? And x plus 7. Think about multiplying this out. I multiplied this way, right? 2x squared plus 14x plus x plus 7. Factoring is just unmultiplying. So if you think about when I'm multiplying binomials together, how it works, it's this one times this one. Does that help? Okay. So then x is going to equal -1/2, subtract 1, divide by 2, -7, and +4. Okay, then
Everything becomes its opposite, right?
yes. Yeah. Okay, and the last one, you can do, I'm going to throw this out there. You can do synthetic division. I've seen, at least I saw Henry do it with synthetic division. I would choose probably do long division or the box because, why? Because it has a 2 with it. But you can divide by a fraction. Sure, you can do long division, synthetic division with a fraction. That's awesome, you can do it. Okay, if you choose to do it.
Let's have Henry show us how to do it in synthetic.
Henry doesn't want to.
Henry, man up.
And there's not enough time, so I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to do, because I don't have to do synthetic division, right? I'm going to do the box method. Jeez, guys. Right? 2x plus 1. So what do I multiply 2x by to get 6x squared? Hello? 3x. Good. And then what do I add to 3x squared to get -25x squared? 28? -28x squared. I think that's right, right? -28 plus 3 is -25, yeah. So 2 times what number gives me -28x squared? Good. Gentlemen, do you have this problem done?
Yes.
-14x squared times 1 is -14x. Then let's be respectful of the people who are trying to listen. Thanks. What do I add to -14x2 to get 2x? 16x and 8. And that's 8. Oh.
Wait, is that 2 or 8? Oh, no, it's 8.
Why is it not coming out to be 0?
Wait. No, it is, because it's a positive 8.
Oh, what do I add to 8 to get 8? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so I have 3x squared minus 14x plus 8. And I need to factor this. So 3x, what multiplies to be 3? 3x and x. And my multiples of 8 are 1 and 8 or 2 and 4. It's -2, -4, correct. Because 3 times 4 gives me 12, and 2 times x gives me 2, and 12 and 2 are 14. And then this is 2x plus 1. And there's your x. Okay? All right. That's awesome.